Tennessee Williams Glassman. Where we left off yesterday, Amanda, the mother, has issued a challenge to her son Tom to find a date, a suitor for Laura, Tom's sister, Amanda's daughter. So here we are, scene 5, which traditionally is the last scene of the first act when this play is broken up into 2. Here we go. Scene 5, legend on the screen, Annunciation. Music is heard as the light slowly comes on. It's early dusk of a spring evening. Supper has just been finished in the Wingfield apartment. Amanda and Laura, in light-colored dresses, are removing dishes from the table in the dining room, shadowy. The movements formalized almost as a dance or ritual. Their moving forms as pale and silent as moths. Tom, in white shirt and trousers, rises from the table and crosses towards the fire escape. Amanda, as Tom passes her, "Son, will you do me a favor?" "Comb your hair. You look so pretty when your hair is combed." Tom slouches on the sofa with the evening paper. Its enormous headline reads, "Franco triumphs." "There is only one respect in which I would like you to emulate your father." "What respect is that?" "The care he always took of his appearance. He never allowed himself to look untidy." Tom throws down the paper and crosses to the fire escape. "Where are you going?" "I'm going out to smoke." "You smoke too much. A pack a day at 15 cents a pack. Now, how much would that amount to in a month?" 30 times 15 is how much, Tom?" "Figure it out and you will be astounded at what you could save. Enough to give you a night school course in accounting at Washington U. Just think what a wonderful thing that would do for you, son." Tom is annoyed by this thought. "I'd rather smoke." Tom steps out on the landing, letting the screen door slam. Amanda sharply, "I know, that is the tragedy of it." Alone, she turns to look at her husband's picture. Dance music, the world is waiting for the sunrise. Tom, toes and doors were open and the music came outdoors. Sometimes the lights were turned out except for a large glass sphere that hung from the ceiling. It would turn slowly about and filter the dusk with delicate rainbow colors. Then the orchestra played a waltz or a tango. Sometimes it had a slow and sensuous rhythm. Couples would come outside to the relative privacy of the alley. You could see them kissing behind ash pits and phone poles. That was the compensation for lives that passed like mine, without any change or adventure. Adventure and change were imminent in this year. They were waiting around the corner for all these kids, suspended in the midst of a Birkin's garden, caught in the unfolds of Chamberlain's umbrella. In Spain there was Guernica, but here there was only hot swing music and liquor, dance halls, bars, and movies, and sex that hung in the gloom like a chandelier and flooded the world with brief, deceptive rainbows. All the world was waiting for bombardments. Amanda turns from the picture and comes outside. Amanda, sighing, "Oh, if I escaped land and the poor excuse for a porch." Amanda spreads a newspaper on a step and sits down gracefully and demurely as if she was settling into a swing on a Mississippi veranda. "What are you looking at?" "The moon." "Is there a moon this evening?" "It's rising over Garfinkel's delicatessen." Well, so it is a little silver slipper of a moon. Have you made a wish on it yet?" "What'd you wish for?" "Well, that's a secret." "A secret, huh? Well, I won't tell mine either. I will just be as mysterious as you. I bet I can guess what yours is. Is my head so transparent? You're not the Sphinx." No, I don't have secrets. I'll tell you what I wish for on the moon. Success and happiness for my precious children. I wish that whenever there's a moon. And when there isn't a moon, I wish for it too. I thought perhaps you wished for a gentleman caller." "Why do you say that?" "Don't you remember asking me to fetch one?" "I remember suggesting that it would be nice for your sister if you brought home some nice young man from the warehouse. I think that I made that suggestion more than once." "Yes, you have made it repeatedly." "Well, we're going to have one." "What?" "A gentleman caller." The Annunciation is celebrated with music. Amanda rises. Image on the screen with a bouquet. "You mean you have asked some nice young man to come over?" "Yep, I asked one to dinner." "You really did?" "I did." You did? And he accepted?" "He did." Well, that's lovely. I thought you would be pleased. Well, it's definite then, very definite. Soon, very soon. Well, for heaven's sake, stop putting on and tell me some things, will you? What things do you want me to tell you? Naturally, I like to know when he is coming. Well, he's coming tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yep, tomorrow. What? But Tom. Yes, mother. Tomorrow gives me no time. Time for what? Preparations. Why didn't you phone me at once as soon as you asked him the minute he accepted? Then don't you see, I could have been getting ready. Well, you don't have to make any fuss. Oh, Tom. Of course I have to make a fuss. I want things nice, not sloppy, not thrown together. I certainly have to do some fast thinking, won't I? I don't see why you have to think at all. You just don't know. We can't have a gentleman collar in a pigsty. Oh, my wedding silver has to be polished. The monogram table linen ought to be laundered. The windows have to be washed and fresh curtains put up. And how about clothes? Well, we have to wear something, don't we? Mother, this is Mother, this boy is no one to make a fuss over. Do you realize he is the first young man you've introduced to your sister? It's terrible, dreadful, disgraceful that poor little sister has never received a single gentleman caller. Tom, come inside. Opens the screen door. What for? I want to ask you some things. If you're going to make a fuss, I'll call it off. I'll tell him not to come. You certainly won't do anything of that kind. Nothing offends people with some broken engagement. It simply means I have to work like a Turk. We won't be brilliant, but we will pass inspection. Now come inside. Tom follows her inside, groaning. Sit down. Any particular place you'd like me to sit? Well, thank heavens I've got that new sofa. I'm also making payments on a floor lamp I'll have sent out, and I'll put chintz covers on that. That'll bring things up. And of course, I hope to have these walls repapered. What's the young man's name? His name is O'Connor. That, of course, means fish. Tomorrow is Friday. I'll have that salmon loaf with Turkish dressing. Well, what does he do? He works at the warehouse. Well, of course. How else would I? Tom, he doesn't drink. Why do you ask me that? Well, your father did. No, don't get scared on that. He does drink then. No, not that I know of. Well, make sure, be certain. Last thing I want is my daughter. The last thing I want for my daughter's a boy who drinks. Are you being just a little premature? Mr. O'Connor has not yet appeared on the scene, but will tomorrow to meet your sister. What do I know of his character? Nothing. Old maids are better off than wives of drunkards. Oh, my God. Now be still. Tom leaning forward to whisper. Lots of fellows meet girls whom they don't marry. Oh, talk sensibly, Tom. Don't be sarcastic. Amanda has gotten a hairbrush. What are you doing? I'm brushing that cowlick down. She attacks his hair with a brush. What is this young man's position at the warehouse? Tom submitting grimly to the brush in the interrogation. This young man's position is that of a shipping clerk, Mother. Well, sounds like a fairly responsible job, the sort of job you would be in if you just had more get up. Now, what's his salary? You have any idea? I would judge it to be approximately $85 a month. Well, not princely, but 20 more than I make. Oh, yes, well, I know. For a family man, $85 a month is not much more than you can get. Is not much more than you can just get by on. Yes, but Mr. O'Connor is not a family man. Well, he might be, mightn't he? Sometime in the future. I see. Plans and provisions. You are the only young man that I know of who ignores the fact that the future becomes the present the past, and the past turns into everlasting regret if you just don't plan for it. Now, we'll think that over and see what I can make of it. Don't you be supercilious with your mother. Tell me more about this. Now, what do you call him? James D. O'Connor. The D is for Delaney. Irish on both sides, gracious, and doesn't drink. Shall I call him up and ask him right this minute. The only way to find out those things is to make discreet inquiries at the proper moment. But when I was a young girl in Blue Mountain, it was suspected that a young man drank. The girl whose attentions he had been receiving, if any girl was, would sometimes speak to the minister of his church, or rather her father would, if her father was living, and sort of feel him out on the young man's character. That is the sort of way such things are discreetly handled to keep a young woman from making a tragic mistake. And how did you make such a tragic mistake? Oh, that innocent look of your father had everyone fooled. He smiled, the world was enchanted. No girl can do worse than put herself at the mercy of a handsome appearance. I hope that Mr. O'Connor is not too good looking. No, he's not too good looking. He's covered with freckles and hasn't too much of a nose. Well, he's not downright homely, though. Well, not right down homely, just a medium homely, I'd say. Character is what to look for in a man. That's what I always said, Mother. You've never said anything of the kind, and I would suspect that you would never give it a thought. Don't be so suspicious of me. At least I hope he's the type that's up and coming. I really think he does go for improvement. Well, what reason do you have to think so? Well, he goes to night school. Amanda Beeman, splendid. What does he do? I mean, this study. Well, radio engineering, public speaking. Well, that means he has visions of being advanced in the world. Any young man who studies public speaking is aiming to have an executive job someday in radio engineering. Well, that's a thing of the future. Both of these facts are very illuminating. Those are the sorts of things that a mother should know concerning any young man who comes to call on her daughter, seriously or not. One little warning. He doesn't know about Laura. I didn't let on that we had a dark ulterior motives. I said, why don't you come and have dinner with us? He said, okay. And that was the whole conversation. Yes, I bet it was. You're as eloquent as an oyster. However, he'll know about Laura when he gets here, when he sees how lovely and sweet and how pretty she is. He'll thank his lucky stars he was asked for dinner. Mother, you mustn't expect too much of Laura. What do you mean? Laura seems all those things to you and me because she's ours and we love her. We don't even notice she's crippled anymore. Don't say crippled. You know I will never allow that word to be used. But these facts, Mother. She is, and that's not all. What do you mean, not all? Laura is very different from other girls. I think that difference is to her advantage. Not quite all in the eyes of other strangers. She's terribly shy and lives in a world of her own, and those things make her a little peculiar to people outside of the house. Don't say peculiar. Face the facts. She is. Dance hall music changes to a tango that has a minor and somewhat ominous tone. Amanda, in what ways is she peculiar, may I ask? Tom. Well, she lives in a world of her own, a world of little glass ornaments, Mother. Tom gets up. Amanda remains holding the brush, looking at him troubled. She plays old phonograph records, and that's about all. Tom glances at himself in the mirror and crosses to the door. Amanda sharply, where are you going? I'm going to the movies. He goes out of the screen door. Amanda, not to the movies. Every night to the movies? Amanda follows quickly to the screen door. I don't believe you always go to the movies. Tom is gone. Amanda looks worriedly after him for a moment, and then vitality and optimism return, and Amanda returns from the door, crossing to the portieres. Laura! Laura! Laura answers from the kitchenette. Yes, Mother. Let those dishes go and come in front. Laura appears with a dish towel. Amanda speaks to her gaily. Laura, come here and make a wish on the moon. Screen image, the moon. Laura entering. Ooh, moon? A little silver slipper of a moon. Look over your left shoulder, Laura, and make a wish. Laura looks faintly puzzled, as if called out of a sleep. Amanda seizes her shoulder and turns her at an angle by the door. Now, darling, wish. Laura, Well, what shall I wish for, mother? Amanda, her voice trembling and her eyes suddenly filling with tears. Happiness. Good fortune. Sound of violin rises and the stage dims out.